Today we're going to talk about the cards, the winning color cards. Quick review. What we've done in the past is we've talked about the card you scored the highest in. You scored yourself the highest in behavior that you like the best, that you're most comfortable with. But there's 4 colors. There's 4 different behavior traits out there that you fell into. One you scored yourself high in, and one you scored yourself extremely low in. We're going to talk about the high in the past, and now we're going to talk about the low today. So in today's class, we're going to talk about, this is what the expectation is for you. For winning colors cards, determine your least preferred behavior. That's going to be the card that's in your 9 o'clock position. That's the card. So if you're looking at your leftmost card, you're going to turn it over and you're going to determine one way you can improve on this behavior. I will give you an example. The blue card. The blue card covers more personal type interactions. Someone who likes to talk to someone else face to face. Someone who's likes to shake hands. Someone who likes to be involved with other people. So if you scored low in that, it means you may not be comfortable with that. How many scored low? How many's got blue? How many's got a blue card in their 6th position or their 9th position? Look down at the cards. So the majority of you scored low. You scored yourself low in the 9 o'clock position or 6 o'clock with that blue card. Again, the blue card is behavior type relationships. I like to build relationships with people. Has anybody got any idea why a group of teenagers today will score low in behavior interaction with other people, wanting to do that? How do you communicate nowadays? Text. How many texts? Raise your hand. How many prefer texting than talking face to face? When's the last time you actually made a phone call?
I didn't call my mom.
I could look at my
But if you had to put it in quantitative form, number of text messages you sent versus number of conversations you had, would the text message be a whole lot more? I mean, like a group. So it's probably not a big surprise that teenagers, I mean, I kind of scored low and blue myself, but teenagers especially, because you grew up in the text message, you grew up in the digital era, where you're not doing a whole lot of face-to-face or even voice-to-voice interaction. But you're not comfortable with it. So you probably scored, and this is what this test is about. What are you comfortable doing? What describes your behavior? And you're not comfortable doing it. So what would be a way to improve? What would be one way to improve? If you have a blue card in the 9 position, an example of being able to improve would be, I'm not going to text as much. I'm going to make a point every day to call so-and-so, or call one person. Or I'm going to make a point to go talk face-to-face to improve on that personality behavior issue you may have with interaction. Does everybody understand now? That's kind of what we're looking for with determine one choice based on your card. Okay, so take the next 2 or 3 minutes and look at your number 9 card and look on the back of it. And look at some of the key words on there. Go ahead and do that. Go and look at some of the key words that are on there and come up with 1 or 2 things you know you can improve on. Real quick survey here. How many have the green card is their number 9 card? Anybody? 3, 4. If you put them in your most favorite, go off of this chart right here. So number 6. The red at the top. Blue go here. Green is your now as you look at it, that's your 12, your 3, your 6. You're probably not used to seeing a watch that has hands on it. Does anybody even have a watch that has hands on it?
Not on that.
How do you determine nowadays what time it is?
Digital.
What do you look at?
Phone.
Your phone. How many have watches on? 3 or 4. Okay.
Most of us just have them for look.
That kind of goes back to that whole blue card mentality. I don't really like having to interact a lot, think a lot. I'd rather just do things. So green cards. I just got green cards in there. You got a green card. Yeah, when you have a chance. Red cards. Somebody got a red card. And brown. Nobody should have brown in the 9. You got brown in the 9? It's okay, Johnson. You use brown in your 9. You got brown in your 9? Okay. So a few have brown in the 9. Okay. Who wants to volunteer to put out one? Miss Eggleston. What is your card color?
Green.
And before you get started, green is a planner behavior. It means they like to plan things. They like to plan them out. They like to have a course of action before they get started. And they like to think things through. Another trait of behavior, of the green behavior is if they're going to do something, they'll do it. They like doing it. Well, what are they going to do? Has anybody here got green for the number 1 card? For the 9 o'clock? I'm sorry, for the 12 o'clock. I think I was on one that. I got green for my 12 o'clock position. So it's my number 1 trait. It's my best behavior, is the green. And one of the traits for the green is, if I'm going to do something, I'll do it. But while I'm doing it, I'm going to try to figure out a better way of doing it. So I'm reliable, I'm trustworthy, and I'm going to do it. But while I'm doing it, I'm constantly thinking, is there a better way of doing this? Is there a more efficient way of doing it? Timely way of doing it? That's kind of one of the traits of the green. You scored that in your 9 o'clock position, so that's your least favorite. So is there something on there that you can improve on? One thing? What's that?
Being cautious.
Being cautious. So how many have red for their 12 o'clock? Raise your hand. A lot of you. And this class here is not very cautious, are you? So you're kind of a spur of the moment, feels good, let's do it. You're kind of, if it feels good, I'm going to do it. Watch this mentality. How many say watch this before they do something? A lot of hands go up. So that means, and of those that had the red in the 12 o'clock position, how many had green in the 9? Is it just you? 2 of y'all? Okay. So not only are you anti-cautious, you'd rather do things on the spur of the moment, but you're kind of anti-cautious as well. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that you need to be aware of it because it's fun to watch. It's fun to be around you guys. When the red card, it's fun to be around, but kind of dangerous as well. You never know what's going to happen. So how can you improve on cautious?
Think about what could happen before I do something.
So before you do it, think about it. Before you speak, think about what you're going to say. This is where we're going. Always try to improve yourself. It's important to focus on what you're good at. You got to be proud of it. Stand tall with it. It's also where you're not so good at. Where can you improve on? If you're going to be a leader, if you're going to be a future leader, and will everybody in here be a future leader?
Yes.
No.
Somebody.
Everybody's the leader of something.
Like as a parent.
Is a parent a leader?
Yeah. Not
Yes.
everyone in here is going to be a parent now.
But if you're not going to be a parent, how many have younger brothers and sisters? That's kind of a leadership role you have right there. If you get married, you may be the leader of that marriage. You may be a co-leader of that marriage. One way or the other, if you don't go in the military, or if you're not going to college, you're not going to be in charge. You're probably going to be a leader at some point. Not everybody that's working under you will have not everyone working under you or serving under you will have the same color card as you do. So it's important to understand what their likes and dislikes are and try your best to interact with them on their level. So if you know you're working, if you know you got a spouse that's the opposite color card to you, and you know you got a spouse that's green as their number 1 card, and you got a red card, there's going to be a lot of I'm not going to say it's not going to work, but there's going to be a lot of friction there. Because you're going to want to go spur of the moment, and the green card husband is going to want to figure everything out. Now, let's think through this before we do it. You're about, no, let's go, let's go, let's go. It does help, because what if it was 2 red cards that married each other?
And they would be like,
It would be fun to watch, it'd be exciting, but I don't know if it lasts, but be kind of adventurous because they have the same traits. They're gonna, it feels good, let's do it. They're probably gonna have a lot of difficulties with finances because what's one of the things on the red card? The red card people like to spend money. Shop till you drop, I think, is one of the terms on there. So you should have one thing in mind. I'm not going to go around the entire class right now. I'm going to wrap this up. What did you learn from these cards? You learned what the best card is, right? Your top card that fits your personality. And today, though, what did you learn about your number 9 card?
What you need to work on.
What you need to work on. So again, be proud of the color that you are and the card that you scored on, highest on, but don't forget about what you need to improve on. Because if you forget about that, you're going to get in a rut. You're going to get a single rut and follow that the whole way. Always come out and try to expand. And what you probably need to improve the most on is the one you scored most. Any questions? Okay.